All right. Did you hear that the Americans changed from using pounds to kilos overnight? Yeah, it was mass confusion. Okay. I thought that was clever. Let's get to it. So we're solving problems with APs and GPs. And I'm just going to show you a couple little tricks that I find come up often in your HSC. So these ones here are, it's just problem solving. Now, we've been told that this is an AP, and we know that our 10th term is 18, and we know our 20th term is 48. Now, taking a look at this, I could sit here and try to figure it out just by trial and error, but I can tell you with a hint like this, I can tell you that there's going to be some sort of simultaneous solution because I've got two equations with two unknowns. Now, you're probably saying, where are the two unknowns? I can't see any unknowns. Let's remember, Tn, and for an AP, it becomes a plus n minus 1 times d. Okay, so if I'm talking about T10, I know my T10 is 18, but I know that that's given by some sort of a plus n minus 1 times d. Okay, so almost that there, that becomes my first equation. Okay, and I also know, looking at that, T20 equals to 48, but that can be written as a plus n minus 1, which is going to be 20 minus 1 times d. Now, looking at this here, you can see here, I've got two equations and two unknowns. I don't know A, I don't know D. So this one here, let's clean it up and then we'll start solving. So 18 equals to A plus, I can see this will be 9D. And I can see this one will be 48 equals to A plus 19D. And let's, at this point here, you can solve whichever method you want. You can do, what are the two methods? Elimination, or you can do substitution. For this particular one, I'm actually gonna, if I write this one underneath 18 equals to A plus 9D, what I can see here is I can see it's kind of prime for elimination because I can see the A's will cancel each other out. So if I labeled this one as 1 and 2, essentially what I'd be doing here is I'd go 2 minus 1. That's what I'm doing, but I'm just going to minus them underneath. 48 take away 18 is 30. Sorry, the new color changed. Let's go back to blue. 48 take away 18, I hope, is 30. A take away A is nothing. And then 19D take away 9D is, boom, 10D, which means our common difference is now, boom, 3. Okay, so I've solved for D, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sub back into 1. All right, so I'm going to say, and I'm going to hop back to the left here. I'm going to say something like, colors matter. Okay, we're going to go 18, yep, equals to A plus 9 times D, which in this case, D was 3. So I can see here that 18 equals to A plus 27. So A is going to equal to minus 9. And so that means our AP, our arithmetic progression is, let's write, Tn is going to equal to minus 9 plus n minus 1 times our D, which was in this case 3. So that's your arithmetic progression. And so if you wanted the first terms, you do T1, T2, T3, but I think you get the idea. Okay, so this is an example where they give you two terms, and because of the nature of these formulas, you have a couple unknowns to work with. Simultaneous is often one way to go. Now, there's another question that I think I brought up in a previous video. Now, a couple of things to know. This is probably going to be the first time that you'll see it in one of these videos that I've done. Hopefully you've seen it in class, but there's a series here, and I should probably do ... to say that this continue goes on. Now, there's a ratio of this GP. Now, it says 2 minus x to 5 minus x. Now, this is where we're starting to hit the algebraic realm, and this is where they'll start to test on, see how good you are at solving these. Now, we know that for a GP, how do I find the common ratio? The common ratio looks like this. T3 on T2 should equal the same thing as T2 over T1. And whatever that is, that's your common ratio. So again, that's T1, that's T2, that's T3. Let's figure it out. So that means 5 minus x over 2 should equal the same thing as 2 over 2 minus x. Now let's try our best here. That if I want to solve 5 minus x, that's my common ratio, by the way, but let's solve for whatever x is. So 5 minus x times 2 minus x equals to 4. That's just my, what do you call it, cross multiplying to get rid of my denominators. And from here, that becomes 10. And that'll be take away 7x plus x squared equals to 4. And let's try our best here. I'm going to move it all to one side because I recognize I'm dealing with an x squared. So I'm going to say x squared minus 7x, and I'm going to minus 4. So that becomes plus 6 equals to 0. And I can see here that this becomes x minus 6, x minus 1 equals 0. So my two solutions are x equals 1 and 6. Okay. Now, I've got two solutions. We're going to test both, but I'm going to assume that they're going to give us the same ratio. And the ratio would be, let's see, what's T3 over T2? And so T3 would be 5, take away, let's test for x equal 1. Okay, that means T3 on T2 is going to be 5, take away 1 over 2. And then let's see what T2 over T1 is going to equal. It's going to be 2 over 2 minus 1. And you can see that both of these equal to 2. So that means our ratio is 2. But let's just double check it with the x equals 6 and see if we get something similar here. T2, let's go T3 over T2. It's going to be 5, take away 6 over 2. And then what is T2 over T1? 2 over 2 minus is going to be T2 was 2. And then it was 2 minus x for that term. So it'll be 2 minus, what did I say x was? 6. So let's just double check. Does this one work? T3 on T2, that becomes minus 1 on 2. Whereas this one here becomes 2 on minus 4, which also becomes minus half. So there you go. For here, you've got two potential solutions. So r will equal to minus half, or r equals to 2. These are two solutions that will work for this particular ratio. Okay, there you go. Hope that helps. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, bye.